Okay, so let's just twist a bit. Yeah, so you can do whatever you like with the arms. You can reach further with the arms if you like. But just feel the hips. We want to sort of really just sort of relax the hips, so that everything, you know, so gravity-wise, we can just sink into the belly and onto the cushion. Yeah, so just feel the figure of 8 in the hips. You don't have to follow it with your movements too strictly, but just feel it. So like here going through and out here. Because it's like the middle of the figure of 8, that's like the Dan Chen. So it's just like a central sort of knot that enables the rest of it to relax. So you need sort of concentration in the middle. It's the same as when you have the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Without the tongue on the roof of the mouth, you just can't really relax the jaws properly because you just start drooling. The mouth opens and you just start slobbering. So you need a little sort of central anchor to allow the rest of it to relax. So there's a sense almost of this hand sort of coming around. If the hips and the belly properly relax, then the mind will just be much quieter. It'll feel like a real effort to drag everything up into the head and start thinking. Yeah, so you just want to feel that, you know, when you sit down, when you sit on your cushion or on your meditation chair, it's like coming home. It's like coming to a place of real peace and quiet. It's not an ordeal that you're forcing yourself to endure. It's where you're happiest, yeah? It's not really happiness. I mean, happiness is of the ego. It's just contentment, you know, you just... Okay. And now let's just bring the hands into prayer posture. And just let sort of a little bit of pressure build up between the hands, like you're trying to push the hands into each other. And then let's just turn the head. And again, just start gentle. And again, like a figure of 8, like you're sort of going around like this. And then just linking the fingers together, lacing the fingers together, and just pull. So grip with your fingers and just pull the elbows apart. Like you're just trying to do this basically with the arms, but you hold on with the fingers. And again, just turning the head. And then just pressing the hands together again. And then just pulling the head right back. So just straightening the back however you need to get the head to look right up. And then just bringing the head forwards to look down. And again. And when you look down, try and push the chin into the thymus, into the top of the chest. And then the fingers together again, pulling apart, and just the same thing, just up. And then just the hands sort of on the knees. Now just rotating the head, so just making a circle. And just change direction. Great. And then just hands on the hips and just rotating the whole spine now. So just feel the muscles in your belly and back. So as you lean forwards, that's the back muscles supporting you. As I lean to the right, it's my muscles on my left side supporting me. As I lean back, it's the muscles in my belly supporting me. Yeah, so you just feel the belly muscles when you lean back. Try and lean back as far as you can without falling backwards. And then just changing direction. Right, and then back up. Okay. So now let's just lean over. So have the hands maybe on the lower back and just incline over the legs, just trying to get an extended stretch in the spine. So you're not just going down, you're also going forward. So the spine is tilting, but it's also lengthening. That's the feeling. Exactly the same as when you do like forward or back bends in yoga. You extend the spine first, or as you're doing it, so that you don't get any collapse. And one more. And back up. And now just touching the floor. If you're sitting on a chair, you don't need to bend down. You can just grasp the legs of the chair and almost like you're sort of just using that solidity to fight against a little bit. The same way that we use the hands on the ground. Yeah, so I'm just placing my hands, but just in a sort of mindful way. So there's a slight pressure. It's more the pressure of my mind, of my concentration, of my mindfulness, than it is a physical pressure. So it's like a meaningful touch. I touch the ground. And again, just feel that quality in the hand. So as you touch the ground, it's your fingertips that tend to press in and the middle of the palm lifts up a little bit. So by touching the ground with pressure, I'm actually sucking something out of the ground into the middle of the hand and up the arms and into the back. So use your breathing to take the energy where you want it. Yeah, so I can breathe in and imagine that that's sucking the energy up the arms and into my back. So it's the same when we're standing. You can breathe in and imagine that you're sucking the energy up the legs from the ground. And then just moving around a little bit. Using the muscles in the belly to keep pressure on the ground. Yeah, so just a feeling that we're coming back to activity from the ground rather than from our ego or mind. So we're starting from the ground and then just bringing activity and energy and power into the body from there. I was walking down one of the busiest streets in Tel Aviv yesterday, and an Arab worker, construction worker, had taken off his orange jacket, laid it on the floor, and was kneeling down and praying. And it was beautiful. With everyone just passing by, people don't bat an eye because you see it so often. They actually have, in the motorways, they actually have special stopping places where the lorries can stop so the drivers can get out to pray. So that feeling, you could just go down and just touch the floor with your head. Okay, so now let's just try the heart qigong from seated. So again, just as you send the hands up, just really feel the spine straightening, and then just bring the hands down, and then just back onto the knees. And again, just forwards and in, and then just spine is almost like each vertebra is adjusting very slightly, starting at the bottom and going all the way to the neck and the head, and then so reaching forwards. And just feel what needs to happen in the mind to allow it to happen. So the mind needs to be quite light to allow that sort of slow ripple come up the spine as you reach up. And one more. And then let's just come forwards once more with the forehead. Trying to keep the bum on the cushion, but it doesn't matter if it comes up. So just feel the ground on the forehead. Then up. Yeah. And then just feel it's like you still got it there. Relaxed hips. It's always coming back to that, really, because in a sense it's the most important thing. If you can relax here, then the mind has a chance of quietening. Without, it just won't. Yeah, so in all, religious, spiritual disciplines, emphasis on the word discipline, they all say the same thing, basically. It starts when the mind stops. The work starts when the mind stops. So the work of actually bringing the mind to some sort of quiet, that's preparation. And so relaxing across here so that your feet can really be on the ground. Yeah. And then it's like the soles of the feet sort of open up, and then there's just a clear channel then through the ground. And all these things come and go. Yeah. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. So you are God's creation, yet your ego is your creation. Yeah. So which do you think is preferable? So when you get experiences of the ego slipping away, it's like the mind just doesn't exist because the mind is so dominated by the ego. And then you're just there in the room, just seeing things, yeah. You're just seeing and listening. You're just a seeing and listening creature. Okay. And now let's just move. So what we want to move, not because we have an ego that's told us to move, but because we are eminently single-weighted. So as soon as I empty this foot is calling for my weight again. Yeah. So the ego is one, it's singular. I mean, it's interesting that the word I, meaning me, is basically the number one. Yeah. So ego is just the I. And that's singular, it's just one thing. Now we have to become two things. We have to become the left and the right interacting. And this is why we need to sort of just let go of the ego, because the ego it wants to make things sure and solid. And so it's always slow. It's just a product of civilization, really. So civilization, you know, the civilized society, you're not really in danger very much. So you don't really need to have your wits about you. You can quite easily walk down the street watching a YouTube video on your mobile phone, and everyone will just clear a path for you. So here, as soon as this empties, my spirit is calling. So just feeling here the full, stable, slightly depressed, and here the open, excited. So we have to just be able to keep these two things separate and interacting, so that our movement comes from that, not from some overriding, overbearing authority that's giving my body orders. The ego is the little fascist. So feel the foot opening up and just reaching out. It's just reaching out bravely. So brave yet so gentle. Yeah, so what's moving you really is just the alternation of spirit, just the spirit that tends to go into the empty foot and the empty side, calling you. So my spirit is now here and is calling me to come to it. And then as I fill that space, there's no room for the spirit. So the spirit is always in the sort of light, airy bits. So just feeling the hips. So let's try coming back. So just this, let's just do just a little figure of 8. So trying to keep the bit in the middle, the dantian, relatively immobile. So it's the relaxation here that swells it out. And just feel it affecting the shoulders and the jaw as well. Okay. And now let's just turn with it. But it's basically the same thing. So as I turn away from this foot, that's where my spirit manifests and draws me back. So the spirit will pull. The spirit doesn't attack things, it tries to join things together. Yeah. So here, my spirit is active in that side. So the toes are extending, the fingers are extending, and then I naturally turn towards it. So the hand that goes behind you is making a fist and striking the min meng very gently. And the hand that's in front is really opening as though to grab something. Yeah, and just observe it. Yes, as soon as you get into it, it sort of becomes something that's being claimed by the ego. So as soon as you start to understand it, you get a handle on it, and you sort of know what you're doing, then it just becomes the one thing. So we have to try and keep it just the interaction of these two sides of the spiritual and the material, so the heavy foot and the light foot. So there's always a sense that it's threatening to sort of fall to pieces and wobble. So that tremble, that shake, that has to be there. If it's too solid, if I'm too sure of myself, you can guarantee I'll become obnoxious. I've started to stink. The noisy, noisome mind. Remember that video clip on YouTube of Chen Manqing teaching in New York? And he talks about like a car with the lights here. And so you're just, that is, I find that a really useful image. So it's because it helps keep my hips relaxed as well. So I'm just scanning. I'm scanning what's in front of me with like searchlights. Okay, so let's stand again. Yeah, so if you watch the clips of Chen King and Dr. Chi as well, you know, they're so relaxed. Their hips are so relaxed that it doesn't look like they're really doing anything. But if you look at it, you think, Jesus, they've really sunk. They've really got down low. Yeah. Because this is just opened up and they can just then get down into their legs. Remember John telling me that Chen Manching and Dr. Chi used to practice the form together in the morning. And Dr. Chi told John, he said, they would only get as far as the first crossing hands because he said we'd be so sunk by the time we got there, both of us would be screaming in agony. Yeah. So that's, and John said to me, he said, look, you know, they did it, I did it, meaning him, so you have to do it. Yeah. And so that's the sort of work that needs to go in. Yeah. To just be relaxed and easy, just getting down towards the ground. Yeah. You just need strong legs. There's no two ways about it. Yeah. Although at our age, we're not going to do it, of course. Okay. And now let's just try just moving backwards and forwards. And again, just feeling like the two lights here on your hips, really. And just trying to keep them, we don't normally do it like this, but just trying to keep them completely forwards. So I've got real awareness of my own hips. If you can become more aware of them, then that's the beginning to starting to relax them. So again, mindfulness. And it's exactly the same motor moving me backwards and forwards as it was when I was moving side to side. This foot becomes empty and draws me back. This foot becomes empty and draws me forwards. So it's just, basically, it's just this exercise. So all the time, just keeping the hips relaxed. As soon as you feel yourself starting to think to yourself, either to tell yourself you're doing it wrong or to congratulate yourself because you're doing it right, then the hips have become tense. Just keep these forwards. And just imagine you've just got to keep these two lights focused on something in front of you. Now, this is when we're at our best, when we're doing something for someone else. Yeah. Okay, so let's try the other foot. Again, this feeling that okay, so let's bring it back. And just relaxing across here. This is why we have the wide stance in riding horse, just to encourage the hips to open up to meet the feet. Okay, so now let's just breathe it a little bit. So the singular pump, breathing in, breathing out. So now let's just try. So just setting up the alternating pump. Again, just trying to keep the hips relaxed. As soon as we do anything that's remotely, that's even as complicated as this, as simple as this, then the hips will tend to seize up. So just try and keep the hips relaxed. Yeah, so it's just like the basic action of the monkey that's swinging through the trees. One hand opens and grasps a branch and then closes around it, and the other hand opens, lets go, and reaches forwards. Yeah, so this is our basic motor. Everything that we do in Tai Chi comes from this. Yeah, so this is the motor that makes us move. Yeah, so just feel the relationship. So as one fist clenches, it forces the other one to open. Okay, so back, relaxing across here so that you can sink. And the tentacles reaching out from my sacrum down each leg. Okay, now let's use that motor just to walk, yeah? So it's basically, so as the hand opens, the foot on that side also opens and can reach forwards. So the full side is also closed. The empty side is also open. And the empty side is the side that can move. So it has potential. It has energy. The full side doesn't have energy, it just has matter, it just has it's material. You know, it's just, that's just where my body is, where my weight is. My energy is in the other side. And just feel that lively, intending mind. So if my foot reaches out, then my mind has to have done it first, just a fraction of a second before. So everything is mindful, everything is of the mind. So here, woo. Just watch it. Yeah, we're just trying to notice something that we've never noticed before, really. So there's that sense of moving on, you're progressing, you're not just standing still. So the higher I want to lift the empty legs knee, the more I have to sink into the ground this side. It's not enough just to be on the surface. I'm going down, and it's that enables the knee to come up. So something in me is going. It's basically the only way you can keep your balance, really. And then let's just try a few where we just hoik the knee up. So here, and just pull. Feel it working on the lower back. And then just, so don't worry if you fall. If you fall, it's, John always used to say, you know, it's just a sign that you're relaxed. It shouldn't be too easy, you know, we're just always just trying to find ways of making it more difficult so that we have to be more mindful and more careful and more attentive. So care and attention. So Charles Olson had a lovely phrase. He says, care and attention as fishermen and poets. So imagine if you're out at sea fishing in your boat, you have to show everything real attention. You have to be really attentive, otherwise you could die. You could. And the same as poets. Poets give every word attention. So there's no superfluous words. Everything is working together and is in the right place. So that sort of care and attention just means that you just shimmer with energy. There's like a dust that's casting off you. Okay, so let's just bring it back. Again, just feeling it, just relaxing. Yeah, so let's just lean. Just imagine you're picking something up from the ground, like a bag. You reach down for the handles and you bring it up, and then this side. So keeping in the outside edge of the foot. Okay. And we're just back to riding horse. Yeah, so it's just a magical area, this. You know, the one, the spine, becomes two, the legs. And it just requires endless work. So I was reading a Tibetan Buddhist text. It's beautiful. But he was just talking about just how difficult it is, how rare it is to be reincarnated as a human being. So he says, just imagine you have like a small ring and it's floating on the ocean, anywhere in the oceans, yeah. And the turtle rises and that yoke goes around its neck. That's the chance that you have of getting human form. So they said it's just like a miracle to be reincarnated as a human. And then the next miracle is to find spiritual teaching. So they say, you know, once you've been born, the greatest good karma is to find spiritual teaching. And the greatest bad karma is then not to practice it. Okay, so let's just bring it up. Okay.